Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is the paper entitled The Integration of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah with Managerial Decision-Making Process in Malaysian Syariah Compliant Securities. Through this particular paper, Nurul Nadira Abu Hassan and myself, Khairuniza Muhammad Noor, we are going to elaborate a little bit about the managerial decision-making process, and we try to integrate it with Maqasid Al-Syari'ah concept, and we are going to propose a conceptual framework at the end of the paper. As the introduction, this paper proposes an initial idea on the integration of the principle of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah in managerial decision-making process, especially among Syariah compliant securities in Malaysia. So the paper focuses on the importance of integrating Maqasid Al-Syari'ah in managerial decision-making process of consumer product in Syariah compliant securities. Maqasid Al-Syari'ah, which is derived from the Quran and Hadith, will be promoted as the greatest method to assure the best practice in developing effective managerial decision-making process. So the paper is mainly divided into several sections, which are the overview of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah and its application in Malaysian context, organizational decision-making and Islamic perspective, integration of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah in decision-making and the Islamic perspective, and also the conceptual framework of the integration of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah and decision-making. So we go to the overview of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah. The word Maqasid, or plural Maqasid, reflects a meaning of purpose, objective, principle, intent, and goal. Maqasid comprise the wisdom and knowledge behind rulings, the objectives of particular actions. As for the term Sharia, some scholars define the word as following strictly the injunctions of Allah or the way of Islam. According to Imam Al-Ghazali, the objective of the Sharia is to promote the well-being of all mankind, which lies in safeguarding their faith, their human self, their intellect, their posterity, and also their wealth. Whatever ensures the safeguard of these five serves public interest and is desirable. Ash-Shatibi approves of Al-Ghazali's list and sequence, thereby indicating that they are the most preferable in terms of their harmony with the Sharia essence. Muslim scholars generally classified Maqasid Al-Syari'ah into three main categories, which are Daruriyat or essentials, Hajiyat needs, and Tahsiniyat embellishment. The essentials or Daruriyat are particularly that are required and considered as vital for the founding of well-being in this world and the hereafter. If society in some way neglects them, the outcome will be anarchy, together with disorder of the functionality of the society, which will result in total collapse. Meanwhile, the needs or hajiyat serve as complementary to the essentials, the daruriyats. Without the needs, people will face hardship. However, non-existence of the needs will not create complete disruption of the normal order of life, as is the case with the essentials. While the embellishment, or we call it as tahsiniyat, relate to matters which bestow enhancement in the society and guide to improved life. The admirable illustrations are Shariah's guidelines as clean body and attire for purpose of prayer, offering charity and avoiding lavishness, and recommendation of supererogatory prayers or ibadah. Okay, we talk about Maqasid Al-Syari'ah and its application in Malaysian context, acknowledges with those highlighted issues and the demand for a more reliable product among the Muslim community in Malaysia. So the current study attempts to encourage Malaysia to provide a product which not only focusing on the conception of halal or the production of the halal product, but also focusing on every aspect of the product offering through the implementation of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah in the managerial decision making of the consumer product based organization. And this is especially among those Syariah compliant securities. Although in Malaysia, Syariah Advisory Council developed several basic Syariah criteria as the guidance in the process of determining the Syariah status of listed securities. However, issues of the status given being revoked after that cannot be neglected. So the problem regarding the understanding of the Syariah principle among the securities will make it hard for those securities to retain their status and will lead to the confusion and worry among community, especially Muslim, about the real status of product and service they consume. It has shown an important message in regards to the importance of considering the right and justice to the society. So, although in Malaysia those events have yet happened, however, there is a need for precaution steps to be taken. So it is important to create a more promising managerial practices in the company as a guideline to prevent and preserve the community right. So as a result, there is a need of integrating Maqasid Al-Syari'ah in their management practice, since Maqasid Al-Syari'ah is an Islamic objective of Syariah, which bound under 5 most important pillars that prevent the right and also the justice of the society. Okay, let us move to the organizational decision making and Islamic perspective. So as we know that decision making in Islam revolve with 3 basic components of Islam, which is Aqidah, Syariah and also Akhlaq. And these are based from the Islamic law. So the explanation about the Aqidah, Syariah and Akhlaq can be found in our full paper, okay, of this particular topic. So let us move to the conceptual framework of the integration of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah and decision making. So the framework of this study was adopted from Heraclius, okay, in 1994, where in his study he developed the rational decision making process model. And also we have the previous Maqasid Al-Syari'ah framework from Al-Ghazali, and we combine it together. So the integration of these particular understandings or ideas is as shown in this particular research framework. So we have the decisions making process through integration of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah as embedded through a system of decision making there, alright, whereby we can maybe start with a defined problem using DHT, to identify decision criteria using DHT, finding suitable solution, evaluate the solution, and then implement the best solution. And then after the implementation, we have the monitoring solution, and then we might want to start again with defining new problem using DHT and so on. So as the conclusion, due to the importance of Maqasid Al-Syari'ah in Syariah itself, so it is important for the Syariah compliant securities in Malaysia to integrate this particular principle in their managerial decision making, so that those securities can properly monitor their production processes, right, in accordance with Syariah's stipulations. So that's all for this particular presentation. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.